Hear me and rejoice. For the next review, we have the privilege of being saved by the Great Titan. You may think this is suffering. No. It is salvation. I give to you Thanos.
Ha ha ha! That's me! Hey, what about me?
Hey folks, welcome to my review on the Marvel Legends Infinity Gauntlet Deluxe Thanos. I'm excited to be doing another review today with a Marvel Legends figure I've been itching to get my hands on ever since it was unveiled. I love the Infinity Gauntlet comic storyline and the classic Thanos design, so I'm happy that Hasbro got around to making this version of the character. I've got a lot to say about this figure and I thought it was worthy enough to do a review on, so here I am doing one. This Deluxe Thanos is running at a retail price of $30 US. You can possibly find Thanos at your normal Marvel Legends retailers like Target, Walmart, GameStop, or on the Hasbro Pulse website, depending if they even have the figure in stock. I purchased Thanos on Amazon, so if anyone is interested in picking up this figure, there will be a link in the description below. Though I will say that I cannot guarantee that it will be in stock, nor it being sold for normal price. With that out of the way, let's take a look at the packaging. So I've got to say, the presentation of this box is top notch. It really pops out with its amazing artwork and the figure that is contained within it. Part of me was considering keeping it sealed, it just looks that good. On the front, we have the mighty Thanos presented through the window, along with his respectful accessories and a fantastic background. There's the inclusion of the Infinity Gauntlet logo, and below that is the figure's name. On each side, we have part of the amazing artwork I mentioned, with Thanos acting a little bit too excited about his glowing glove. On the top, there are 6 Infinity Gems, not stones this time around. Finally, on the back, we have a bio. You can pause if you would like to read it. And we have more cool art with Thanos sitting on his space throne with Lady Death at his side. That covers the box, and it is definitely one of my favorite boxes to come out of standard Marvel Legends packaging. Now let's pull Thanos out and take a closer look at him. Behold, I give you the infamous wielder of the Infinity Gauntlet. Here is the Mad Titan himself, Thanos. In or out of the packaging, Thanos looks flat out fantastic and is captured perfectly in his classic appearance. It looks like he's been ripped straight out of the pages of the Infinity Gauntlet comic, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to start from the top and make my way to the bottom, pointing out all the details of the figure. For the head, Thanos has this awesome, maniacal, power-crazed expression on his face. I know some people were wishing for an angry face for him, but I'm quite happy with this. I like how the headpiece looks, and the paint applied to his face turned out great, with this solid shade of purple for the skin, and lighter shade for inside the mouth, with the blend of a dirty white color to his teeth, and not to mention, the blue eyes surrounded by black looks menacing. You can probably notice that I've got a couple of paint scuffs on my Thanos head that aren't too glaring to the point where it really bothers me. He does in fact come with 2 head sculpts. One is of course the classic head and the other one being the King Thanos head. This also has some very nice sculpting with the crown, beard, and paint apps. It looks really cool, but I don't see myself displaying him with this head unless I had another comic book Thanos figure to throw it on. It's still a good head nonetheless. Moving on down with the actual body, yet again I'm going to praise the sculpting on the figure because it is done terrifically overall. Thanos' bulky figure and proportions are nailed down superbly. He has his color scheme of bright blue and shiny gold, which makes him stand out of the crowd. I quite admire the highlights of blue on the body as well. It adds a nice touch and creates a better look for the figure. The collar and belt, or miniskirt, are flexible plastic that allows him to raise his arms and legs, and he's completely pinless on the legs. As for accessories, I already mentioned the King Thanos head. He also comes with 3 interchangeable left hands, one that is a clenched fist without the gems, an open hand that does have the gems, and then we have the new and iconic finger snapping hand, which looks downright remarkable. This isn't necessarily an accessory, but something cool that comes with the Marvel Legends boxes are the backgrounds. Some of them have the symbol of the character, and others have a location background, or they're just random backgrounds. For Thanos, we have his space throne levitating somewhere in the cosmos, and you can make it a display piece with the Mad Titan if you would like. Now onto the articulation, and this is where most people seem to be having a problem with the figure. Beginning with the head, it is on a dumbbell joint so it can pivot side to side, look up, but can't really look down. You can get the arms to raise a decent amount. There's an upper bicep swivel for the arms, a single jointed elbow on a swivel, and the elbows come in that much, which barely cuts at 90 degrees. And this kind of blows for when you're trying to make Thanos' main snapping pose. It can still be done thanks to the arms, and I get that with the gloves, it's difficult to try and bring in the elbows in any further. It's just that the articulation is limited where it matters the most. It's a bit of a bummer. At the hand, he has a swivel and a back and forth hinge. For the ab crunch, it doesn't go forward that much, but can go back more. He has a waist swivel. The legs don't go out too far, so he can't do the splits. He can kick forward a little bit, not so much for going back. He does have an upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. No lower leg swivel though. His foot can come up that high and go forward that much with the addition of rocking ankles. With all things considered, you can pose him around pretty well. He's a big figure and you aren't going to do a whole lot of crazy poses with Thanos as it is. There are some areas that could use improvement, of course, like the elbows, allowing him to look down more, and the inclusion of a lower leg swivel, but that's not a big deal. Other than that, I don't have any major gripes. For his height, Thanos comes in at around 7.5 inches. For some size comparisons, here we have the 80 years Iron Man and Captain America next to Thanos. This shows that Thanos is at a perfect size. He's not too big nor too small and looks great next to other comic figures. Next up is the 80 years Hulk and Thor. You can tell the size difference between Hulk and Thanos. They scale very well together. I think the Hulk should be bigger and taller than Thanos. With the 80 years Thor, he's almost as tall as Thanos, which I find pretty interesting. Fun comparison, here we have the Marvel Legends Stan Lee figure and the retro Spider-Man. Last but not least, here we have the MCU Infinity War Thanos figure that came with the Children of Thanos 5-pack, who stands slightly taller than the comic Thanos. And with that, that should cover everything for Thanos. Bringing it all to a close, I am delighted by this figure. What really tugs at me is his appearance. Like what I said earlier, it's like he leaped out of the pages of a comic. He stands out like a star that immediately catches your eye, and his countenance speaks for itself. On top of that, with the awesome accessories and packaging. I hope Hasbro keeps it up with these deluxe figure packs like War Machine and Red Hulk because they're all stellar. I'm immensely thrilled by this figure despite the issues regarding the articulation. As long as I can get him in the snapping pose or raising the gauntlet menacingly, then I'm all good. That could be a different case for anyone else though. I highly urge anyone snatching up this figure if you're interested, or even a big comic book fan that is a sucker for the Mad Than Man. This figure is going to look outstanding on any shelf you put him on. That's going to be it for this review. If you own this figure, place your thoughts down in the comments. I would love to hear what other people have to say about this guy. Thank you to everyone watching. I wasn't anticipating doing 2 reviews in a row, but I've been having fun working on them. I'm going to take a brief break from reviews for now and work on other projects. I have the next one already in mind that isn't related to action figures, and I'm excited to dive into it eventually. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.